So good evening, everyone. I suppose I am audible to all of you. Just send me a chat if it is fine, or message if it is fine, if I'm audible. Okay, thank you so much. So I welcome you to this session of essay, and I suppose you all know the importance of this essay writing, and we all understand that it is really a dilemma that exists in our mind that should we write down any essay before the examination day? And if you have already removed that dilemma that yes, I need to practice something, you are on the track of getting those 160 or 155 plus mark. If still you have a dilemma that I'll wake up on that day and I'll write down the essay, I don't feel that maybe by God's hand we can do that, but I don't feel that 125, 130 we would be ever able to cross that. So I would say practice it beforehand. And this session, we are just going to discuss about what exactly it is, what we might do in the sessions that we will do, also the approaches that we have decided for this whole essay course. What happens is, I don't say that essay cannot be done by other people. It can of course be done by any one of us, but then there are certain approaches which have been tested, which have been tried. There are certain experiences that we have derived out of it, and hence we say that if we follow these approaches, I'm sure 150, 160 is something that I'm looking towards. Let's start with few things that I have to discuss. The first thing is, starting with the positive thing, it all belongs to now. This prelims have already been postponed. Can we not practice some essay and answer writing? And it goes like Gade Shoko na kartabhyo bhavishyam naiva chintayet vartamane na kale na vartayanti vichakshana. I'm sure that whatever has been done is done. What is yet to come, we cannot decide what is to come, but what we have control over is present. And in the present time, I see a strategy in which if we invest around 25 to 30 days on answer writing or essay writing, it is then, I'm sure, after the prelims examination, you will have a lot much confidence. Importance of essay, we all can say that we totally are aware of this. And maybe I would not say much on this, but this subject is a kingmaker one. When I say kingmaker, because you see, out of these 250 marks, I'm sure in a bit practice, when I say a bit practice, like suppose if I've written 6 to 8 essays, I can try to get in my examination around 150 plus marks. And 150 plus marks would mean that surely your name is to be there in that coveted list. So I'm looking for somewhere around 150 plus. People have got 162, 160 plus people are there. So this is what we are aiming for. The GS papers that you will be doing or you might be doing, out of 1000 marks, the practice that we put in, what is the score that we get? 400, even touching 400, no? We never know that are we going to get this 400 marks or not. But in essay, if some approaches and if some content is there with us, 150 plus is for sure. Talking about the footing that every aspirant is upon. You see, when we are writing this essay, there is nothing that has been maybe decided that this is the only way. You have a lot of experience, you have a lot of experiments that can be done here. So everyone would be sitting in the examination hall with the same footing. So we can say that if we practice it beforehand, no, like whatever it may come, we can approach it and write an essay. And you see what UPSC says about it. UPSC says they will be expected, the candidates will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, to arrange their ideas in an orderly fashion, and to write concisely. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. Now, please understand, this is the most important thing that we have to develop. I would request all of you to just mute yourselves, else I think there would be a disturbance. Just look for, you can mute for yourself for some time. So UPSC clearly says that credit will be given for effective and exact expression. Now, effective and exact expression is like if we want to express ourselves, what we do is we take on lot many words to write down what we exactly want to say. But just read the novels of few people, they exactly express what they want to say, or their effectiveness is up to such a level. I'm not saying that in all these times I will develop this effectiveness and exact expressions that we have to develop. But what we can do is we can try to develop some of our own ideas. We can try to develop some of our own paragraph sentences which we can write. So this keep closely to the subject of the essay is important. Orderly fashion is important. And then for effective and exact expression that you have to practice a bit. This is what we have to focus upon. Now, please see, in GS you will be awarded marks for your content, but in essay you will be awarded marks for your approach, for your style, presentation style, and your content. Language is important. So if you feel that you have a bit problem in English, I would say start working on it, start reading the editorials, and then try to snatch out some of their words. But then every topic will have to be worked upon according to a theme. So we will discuss in our sessions how do we choose the themes and how do we make up these essay topics. Now, just coming on to a few more important things, this whole idea you have with you, I just want you to focus upon one thing. Now, suppose I have got an essay topic in the examination hall. Now, this does not only mean that I have to see that topic with a narrow approach. For example, I just give you a topic. Suppose the topic is the destiny of the nation is shaped in the classrooms. The destiny of the nation is shaped in the classrooms. Now understand, these classrooms are not only the brick and mortar structure. Please do not narrow yourself. These are not the classrooms that you see around. These are not the colleges that we might be seeing around, the institutions that have been established. These classrooms can be some family system, can be some sort of Gurukul system that existed in the past, or these classrooms can also be some philosophical connotation of a room, of a space where people are getting a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. So do not only bound yourself by this word of classroom. So any topic that comes in front of us will have to be taken with a very broad perspective. This is what an essay wants you to do. This essay for UPSC, they want you to write down your analysis, your thinking on that topic. And your thinking, your analysis is not to be bound by only what you see, what you feel. You will have to broaden your overview. Just try to look in what all topics can be related to this one particular topic that has come. This is what you have to focus upon. And when you start doing this, I'm sure you can do wonders. I'll make you do some experiments also here itself. Let's see what we have. Okay, so this is what just I have said. Now, this is very important. Please have a look to this. The foundation of any essay. Now, why I am saying this is to you, because we totally do not get some time that why are we writing this essay? What am I writing upon? And what should be my tone of writing? The first one is, what am I writing upon? Now, here, please be very clear. You are not only writing upon the topic that is in front of you or that is there in the paper. You also have to write upon the small subparts that this topic might have. For example, if a topic has come on science and technology, you don't have to only talk about science and technology, but also upon what all the science and technology can infer, what all repercussions it can have. So every subpart that might have some sort of relation with the topic, you will have to open it up in the paragraph. Secondly, who would be my reader? Please understand this point. You will have to write an essay which suits the need of the examination, which suits the need of the UPSC. And the people who are going to evaluate your essay are someone who have at least 30 plus or 35 plus years of experience in either this academic field or the administration field. And you cannot impose your ideas upon them. You cannot let them know that, see, sir, this is the region, or see ma'am, this is the region which is the best thing. You cannot impose your thing. You will have to be very much cautious when you do this. Any ideology you might be belonging to, just try to hide every biasness that we might have developed through our preparation or anything that you have while writing this essay. Be very neutral. Just feel that this is the topic and I have to see this with an administrative view, and then you have to write upon. So be very particular about the religion, region, any ideology, any individual. When I say individual, is the personalities. You might be having a lot many idea about Karl Marx, but suppose the reader or the examiner, he might not be in sync with those ideas. So never superimpose or never try to impose on him that, okay, this is the best philosophy that is there. We will try to write on one of the philosophies can be this. Okay, then what should be my tone? This is again very important. If the topic talks about a very futuristic thing, you will have to be very futuristic in writing your essay. When it demands that you have to maybe experiment with the things, try to do the experiments. And I will let you know one thing: originality is always respected in UPSC. If you are original with your ideas, if you are excellent with some paraphrasing, with some fictional stories, with some sort of futuristic things, they would respect it. But it should be a feasible one and not something that even they try to scratch their head that what am I going to say. So your tonality must be in such a way or maybe in sync with the topic. So the topic suppose talks about a very brightening future for the country. Go for it. Try to show them, yes, you can talk about all these bright things. Now, see this experiment that I am going to let you through. How to choose the topic is very important. And never be lured by the title. For example, I'm sure many of the lawyers would be watching this and might be watching at a later time. And as soon as you get this topic of judicial activism, you might feel that you are the one, you are the chosen one to write this topic. But please understand, UPSC takes 1 full year to decide on a topic. They cannot give you just a topic with a law perspective or with the perspective of only, suppose, science and technology or geography. They have taken their time to decide on this topic. They want you to see this topic with the perspective of everything that you have read till this date. That will also be accounting your economy, your polity, your common sense, your general knowledge, your society. Everything must be present in there. Now see the second one. Good fences make good neighbors. And I'm sure many of you might be directed to some geographical country now. Now see, this is the biasness that we might feel. Good fences make good neighbors is not only fitting to the international relations that you have been reading. Good fences make good neighbors can also be talked about in your society, can also be there in your polity, can also be there in your common day-to-day living. So why only take up everything of IR in this essay? This you have to focus upon. Never be biased, never be lured by the title. So how do you choose your topic now? I say, base your choice upon the quantum and the quality of paragraphs that you can generate. That means if I'm sure that on the topic of judicial activism, if I can write down 12 to 13 paragraphs, I must take this topic. Or suppose if the good fences make good neighbors, it has given me a good insight, I have good analysis with me, and I'm sure that I can generate at least 12, 13 paragraphs on it, I will do this. Thirdly, if you feel that you have read something, if you have some X factors in the form of quotations, in the form of examples, in the form of some analysis, I choose that topic. Also, this is the topic that I am so much interested in, that cheers me a lot. Suppose I am someone who writes good about society, I will be the one, I'll be finding out in the paper where that topic is that talks about society, and I'll write down on that topic. So never be biased. Second, never feel that this is the topic which 99% of the people will be writing and hence I will not write. This is not your logical choice. Please understand, if 99% of the people are writing on this topic, Why do you want to write on this topic, and what will differentiate your writing will make all the difference. So please be very clear. It is not only that 99% of them are writing and hence you don't write. No, I have better paragraphs, I have better approach, and I'll take up this topic. This should be your thinking. Okay. Now see, they try to play game also. For example, if I talk about general versus specific, if they're asking you, are we a soft state? This is a very specific one that talks about we, that is India. And you have to talk about the country in this. But see the second one, if development is not engendered, it is endangered. Now that means this is not belonging to any category, any country, any nation. It talks about a very particular, not particular, very general idea that if development is not engendered, it will be endangered. There are civilizations that will go in vain if the development is not with the sense of engendering it. They also try to confuse you with singular versus plural thing, that the paths of glory lead but to the grave. The paths, there would be many paths of glory, but they will lead you all to the grave. And fulfillment of new woman in India is a myth. Now see the word new woman, it's not new women, it's new woman. So new woman would be a concept, and new women would be what we see as a result of this concept. So you will have to be very particular on these words also. For example, see 2016 one, near jobless growth in India, an anomaly or an outcome of the economic reforms. This says an anomaly or an outcome of economic reforms. They want to focus you upon, is it an anomaly or an outcome? That means there could be many things. It could be not only the anomaly, it cannot only be the outcome. But suppose if I change it now, if I say the anomaly of economic reforms, then I have fixed it and I want you to write down only on the anomaly. But since I'm trying to ask you an anomaly or an outcome, you have variety of things to discuss here, and you can go with your all varieties of learning that you have done. Now, I just want you to discuss one very important thing. People are really confused about how do we start writing an essay. I'll come to the introduction thing, but before that, I want you to understand that how do we write the paragraphs. This is very important, and please understand, if you have read your general studies so well, you already have all the ideas with you. Take up any topic and just relate this topic with your themes that are mentioned in your GS paper 1 initially. Then go to your paper 2, then go to your paper 3, and then at last go to your paper 4. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Then this is a mantra that has been applied. People have done this in the examination and they have got this 160 plus marks. When I say paper 1, there are certain themes which are there in paper 1. For example, there is suppose history, there is society, there is geography. I already have 3 paragraphs with me now. That topic vis-a-vis your history, that topic vis-a-vis your society, that topic vis-a-vis your geography. 3 paragraphs I have already got from my paper 1. So what I have just to look into, is this topic or can this topic be related to any history? For suppose I want to pick up something from the ancient history, I'll write it down as my first paragraph. From the societal thing, I feel that yes, there is a concept of maybe suppose elderly people, the child development, and then I have picked up these 2 paragraphs and I'll write down in this societal theme. Then the geography. Geography does not only mean the geography as you have read, it talks about your spatial thing. You can pick up any such topic and relate it with the geography as you have seen. Then let's move on to paper 2. Cannot you relate that topic with your polity? Cannot you relate that topic with your international comparisons or international relations? Cannot you talk about governance vis-a-vis that topic? Now, I don't say that every topic will be fitting into these, but yes, I have all these themes opening up, and if you just accumulate them, you will have 14 to 15 paragraphs. And what we have to do in essays, only 12 to 13 paragraphs. Then comes your paper 3, you can talk about economy, you have environment, you have disaster management, you have internal security, and then you have all your ethics thing belonging to a separate one paragraph. So see, these many paragraphs you can open up in your essay and your pen shall never stop. This is what you have to practice. How do I relate any topic with suppose development? How do I relate any topic with suppose governance? Or how do I relate any topic with international relations? If I am capable of doing this, it is only then I can imagine getting 160 marks. If I just would maybe wander around, I have talked about, now suppose what people do is, I just try to tell you is, what I have seen is, one aspirant writing ancient history in one paragraph, then comes medieval history, then comes modern history, then comes world history. Four paragraphs on the history itself. Now, the examiner is already into this assumption that you are someone from the history optional and you have good command of history, but you might not have good command on your essay approach. They are not looking for one idea written many times, but they are looking for n number of ideas written and showing or giving a very dimension to your essay. So my request would be to focus on the most important part of history that can be related to that topic. Focus on most important aspect of geography that can be related to that topic, and you would be doing wonders. Never bound yourself into these many only paragraphs. You can open up a paragraph, or suppose you can talk about education, you can talk about health, you can talk about science and technology. These are all the paragraphs that you can relate your topic with. Anything. I just give you a hint now. Suppose a topic has come that science and technology is the panacea for the growth and security of the nation. This topic has already come into the paper. Science and technology is the panacea for the growth and security of the nation. Now, please understand, this topic can be seen even with a historical perspective where science and technology came up and it has protected the civilization. If you have gone through NCERT, you might have seen the Arthashastra talking about science and technology. Why talk about Arthashastra? Only go back to the Indus Valley civilization and look for, was science and technology not present there and protecting the society, protecting the civilization that was there? So yes, we have got a historical perspective of science and technology. Talking about society, if the society is to be, maybe the advancement of society, if it is happening, it is science and technology which has to aid this advancement. Anything that you can talk about. Geography, you already have certain indices coming up where it has been shown. For example, this innovation index that is being given by WIPO, that shows that how the Scandinavian nations are doing so much well in science and technology, and hence security and the growth of the nation is secured there. Come to the southern bloc, go to Africa and see where, what is their rank in this WIPO's innovation index. They would not be found. And this is the result that they are still struggling. So science and technology, yes, is the panacea for the growth and security of the nation. I can relate this topic with all my smaller paragraphs that I have to open up. So I'm sure that few of you might have got the idea that how do we have to link the things, and this is the paragraphs that I have to open up. I would also want you to just focus on one thing that we'll be doing in the sessions, but I want you to understand that I have written paragraph 1, I have written paragraph 2, I have written paragraph 3, and so on. I have written to around 14 paragraphs. But this is in your mind that you are on the topic. How do you tell to the examiner that you are on the topic always? Please understand, there is a movie, maybe please don't take it otherwise. There are certain movies, like suppose this is M movie that has been released very recently. People have not liked this movie, but don't you feel that the directors, the actors that were so much involved in this movie, they might have given much money, much time to this, but still it failed because it was in their mind only that they are doing justice to it. And hence, while we are writing the essay, we feel that, okay, we are doing wonders. I am writing a wonderful essay. Try to think with the perspective of the examiner also. There was a movie, Bahubali, which came and shattered everything, every record. Why is it so? Because we are writing or we are trying to show the people that, see, this is something that the society can talk about, or this is something that the society might respect, but the people might like, and hence shattering all the records. So try to do one thing, that is echo. Whatever topic that you have to write upon, in each of the paragraph, echo that topic. And try to ask yourself, are you on topic or not? Are you diverting from the topic or not? And try to insert just a sentence of this echo, that hence we can say that this is there. Hence proved that yes, science and technology is the panacea. Hence, or therefore, we can say that science and technology is the panacea. When you do this, even the examiner will be sticking to your idea, and he would be feeling blessed that okay, you have made his work very easy by being on topic. Third thing that I would want you to understand is linker. This is very important, and people do not do this. While I was on paragraph 1, I talked about history. I did a kangaroo jump and I came to geography in paragraph 2. In my opinion, I was so happy that I have written a wonderful essay, but the examiner was actually not finding it wonderful. He felt that from history, why did you come to geography? Or from suppose geography, why are you moving to society? What is the reason behind it? And I say, if you develop this mastery of writing the linkers, you would be doing wonders. What you have to do is just insert, suppose I am going from paragraph 1 to paragraph 2. At the end of paragraph 1 or in the starting of the paragraph 2, I will just write a statement or ask a question or write a quotation, just to let the examiner understand that, see, I am moving from paragraph 1 to paragraph 2. How do we do this? Suppose I have written paragraph 1, last line I'll insert now, is the topic or can the topic be seen only with the lens of temporal or with the temporal lens? The answer would be implicit, no, not at all. Paragraph 2 would start, perhaps no, perhaps no, perhaps not. We can see this topic with the perspective of even your spatial things or spatial diversity. Moving from society to geography, again in the geography paragraph in the ending lines, we can say that what this topic has to give to the society. Now the examiner will set up his mind that okay, you are now moving from one paragraph to another paragraph and you have inserted a linker. You are already telling to the examiner, now see, the second or the ensuing paragraph that is coming will be talking about this idea. If you develop this mastery of writing linkers, which we will be doing in the sessions also, I'll give you many of the linkers which we do this. While we do this, I'm making the work of the examiner very easy, and I'm sure he would be now be checking your copy or examining your copy with the perspective that you are a wise person and you are making his job easy. This is what I want you all to focus upon, paragraphs and the linkers. Now please see just one more discussion on the introduction thing. People are really worried about how to start an essay. I say, people, 90% of you would be interested in starting the essay with a quotation. I would say, let's stop this now. So much of quotations. Even the examiner would be having a feeling that this essay would be starting with this quotation itself. Why not give him some other style? I prefer starting an essay with an anecdote, which is nothing but a fictional story that you would make not more than 80 to 90 words, that gives the examiner the hint indirectly that you have understood the topic and you have opened up this topic into the, or maybe this introduction tells to the examiner that, see, I am opening up my essay to all these things. So this introduction is sort of menu for your examiner, just to see that, okay, you have understood the topic and you have these all items that will be written in the ensuing paragraphs. This will come by practice. I'll share one of the essays that was written by me and it will be shared. Please have a look of the introduction style. Second style is the conversation style, where suppose I would say person X asks, why is this? Replies person Y. Replies person Y that this is the reason that this is happening. Now this conversations while was going on, it will give a hint to the examiner that, see, This is the conversation that is going on, but you just read the conversation and you will understand what my essay is all about, what my paragraphs will be all about. Once you do this, anecdote and the conversation style, this would be more than enough. And suppose if you do not understand these two styles, which I'm not sure you will do this because we'll be doing practice, there is another style which is always there with you, and that is the quotation one, which again you will be having lot many when we do the sessions. This is what will come only by practice. So again, coming back to square one, where I said that the days that are there with us, if we do some practice of essay writing, I am sure that after this prelims examination, while you don't have that much time of investment into this essay, this is the time, and by that time after prelims, you'll feel much more confident. And even if you practice 2 or 3 essays those time, that would be great. But this time of yours must be dedicated to this essay writing, not all the time, 4 to 5 days or 6 days perhaps, write 6 essays, and that would be all. You would be receiving reviews by me. So what I generally do is, no, you see, one thing is that evaluation is one thing where you want to see the corrected styles like this. I don't really prefer this style. What I usually do is I'll give you a call where I say that, okay, see, this paragraph was nice, but something was missing. This you can add up. You have not written the linkers. So this would be a style of discussion where you will sit with your pencil and you would want to write down few points. This we will be doing in the ensuing sessions, and I'll give you content. I'll give you lot many things that I have with me. And for the time being, thank you for being here. And any questions that you would have, I think this would be having some limitation. Any question that you have, you can directly reach me out at Rudra_me on the Telegram ID. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.